tips from Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's pray first. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatiteshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama My dear friends, wow, nice to see each one of you on YouTube and on my Facebook. So, my dear friends, today I am going to share with you very interesting tips for mind control based on the points from Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, the first few verses. Okay, Vinay Kapoorji, Hare Krishna. So, my dear friends, how to do mind control. Now I'm going to speak in English. Soon after this session, we are going to do the repeat session in Hindi for your benefit. I was telling you that and who is a mixed devotee. So actually Lord Shiva is a pure devotee of Lord Vishnu, and all these other devatas, they are not pure devotees, they are mixed devotees, because they have a desire, they want something. Indra wants his post, and every other devata, they want something, they want to stay in the heaven, they don't like to fall down. But Lord Shiva is not like that. Lord Shiva is a very pure devotee. He is the topmost devotee among all of us. And yes, the gopis are very top pure devotees, and above gopis, Radharani is the topmost devotee. But gopis are the higher than anyone else. Among all devatas, gopis are higher. Now, yesterday we were discussing how a pure devotee means he has only one desire. What's that one desire? That he wants to just serve Krishna, to please Krishna, and nothing else. He fulfilling that one desire. Whatever we have to organize our life, we have to do our duties, all that is done in a way Krishna should be pleased. If we are having only one desire, yesterday I was telling you, then during japa our mind should not go here and there. If the mind is going here and there, it means that we are not having one desire, we are having many desires. So when we have many desires, that means mind is not under control. So how to control the mind? So one way, there are two ways, my dear friends. One is according to Ashtanga Yoga system, and one is according to Bhakti Yoga system. That is why in our Bhagavatam, actually, Canto 3, Chapter 28, you will see that they are saying in which verse, in one verse, they say that there are other methods also to focus your mind. Okay, that is verse number 7 says, Etair anyais. Etair means by these. Anyai means by other. Etair anyais cha patibhir. Patibhir means pata. Many patas or processes are there. Manaha dushtam asat patam. Manaha, the mind, dushtam, contaminated. Asat patam. Asat patam is on the path of material enjoyment. Buddhya yunjita shanakair. Buddhya means by the intelligence. Yunjita, one must control. Shanakaihi, gradually. Jita prano, he atandritaha. Jita prana means the life air being fixed. He, indeed, atandritaha, alert. So, my dear friends, if you really want to control your mind, this particular verse and other verses in Bhagavatam, somehow my YouTube keeps going off and on, I do not know why. Anyway, so I was talking to you about how to do mind control. Now comes the tip number 1. So here it says that you have either got the process of Ashtanga Yoga, or you can control mind by other processes. So I was trying to give a hint of Bhakti Yoga to control the mind, and we have Ashtanga Yoga also, but Bhakti Yoga is more relevant for Kali Yoga. But still, I will tell you how in Ashtanga Yoga we can control the mind, because that's a part of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, verse number 9. So in verse number 9, Prabhupada translates the word, the shloka is like this: Pranasya means of vital air. Shodhayen margam. Shodhayet means one should clear. Margam, the passage. Pura kumbhaka rechakai. Pura kumbhaka rechakai means by inhaling, retaining, and exhaling. Okay. Padma Karmik Shaji Hare Krishna. So pratikulena va chittam. Pratikulena means by reversing. Va or chittam means the mind. Yatha stiram achanchalam. Yatha, so that stiram, steady. Achanchalam, free from disturbances. So my dear friends, what they are saying here, how to control the mind. The tip for mind control is, they are saying that in Canto 3, in chapter 28 of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number 9 of Srimad Bhagavatam, the translation is, the yogi should clear the passage of very deep. How do you do that? A yogi will inhale the air deeply, and as Bhakti yogis, we can pronounce the name of one Supreme Lord. Whoever you call, different religions call different names, doesn't matter. Some people call Allah, some people call Almighty Lord, for one Supreme Lord, and that person we call as Krishna. So now I use the name of the Lord that I pray. How I do it? Krish. In my mind I say Krish. This Bhakti Yoga style, not Ashtanga Yoga, is just breathing. And when I breathe in, I say Krish in my mind, and I pause my breath there. I breathe in as deeply as possible to fill my diaphragm or whatever, fill the lungs fully, so that the diaphragm will push the belly, and so you see, pause, exhale with Shna. Or exhale first, or reversing the process, the yogi inhale. This is done so that the mind may become steady and free from external disturbances. You see why this is done? If your mind is disturbed, worried, frustrated, angry, or disturbed, sad, just deep breathe. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Just do this as slowly as you can. When you do this as slowly as you can, what happens? Mind becomes peaceful, my dear friends. The mind stays peaceful. If you want peace, just deep breathe, says Ashtanga Yoga. But what does Bhakti Yoga say? Bhakti Yoga says, just focus on pleasing the Supreme Master by serving him. If you simply serve him, your mind comes under control. Very simple. All religions say that. All religions. The word Islam itself means surrender. Surrender to whom? To one Supreme Master. They call Allah, and we call same person as Krishna. That's a different thing. But if you're just surrendering your mind, in Bhagavad Gita what it says? Surrender. Where it says, सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य माम् एकं शरणं व्रज. aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So what does that mean? It means that if you really want to get free from the disturbances of your sinful activities, if you want to get it destroyed, just simple thing. You just give up whatever you have learned so far and surrender to me. What do you do after surrendering? You should live your life for His orders. To fulfill His order, what you need to do, that you need to do. If you focus, Gajar Pankajji, Hare Krishna, Vijay Sarkarji, Hare Krishna. So you see, if you are really focused on pleasing that one Supreme Master, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, suppose if you're focused on pleasing Krishna, then what happens? Then automatically, my dear friends, we end up becoming focused on, is this activity going to please Krishna? Why we become focused? Because pleasing Krishna means it is not pleasing Krishna 1 minute and then doing whatever we like. Pleasing Krishna means you have to be pleasing Krishna all the time. When you're pleasing Krishna all the time, you have to be all the time focused on, is this activity pleasing Krishna or not? Is this activity pleasing Krishna or not? Isn't it Prabha Gurungji? Hare Krishna. So we have to be all the time focused on, am I pleasing my master? If you're pleasing the master all the time, that means you're surrendered all the time. When your mind is surrendered all the time, where is the other thought of mental disturbance? Where is mental garbage? It's not there. The mental garbage comes and disturbs us when we are thinking of our enjoyment and we are forgetting the servitude aspect to God, to Krishna. If we forget service to Krishna, that's when we think of serving our desires, and that's when our mind will be full of various thoughts, distractions, disturbances, and distress. If you don't want distress, Shikuntalamanni Chinikil Gogulkarji, Hare Krishna. If you really do not do is, you have to do your best to please Krishna all the time. If you're doing your best to please Krishna all the time, then when you're not thinking of other things, your mind is under control. And suppose your mind went somewhere else, suppose your mind thought of something else and you got disturbed, then what do? If you want, you can sometimes try breathing technique. Like for example, I have heard devotees saying that if your mind is disturbed by lustful thoughts towards opposite sex, then what to do? Suppose if you're going to die, then you'll come out of the lustful thoughts, right? So to make you feel like death, you have to stop your breath. Close your breath like this. So you get choked, You get choked and you feel, I need to breathe. That time the thought of lust will go out of your head. If the thought of lust is disturbing you, when you stop your breath through the mouth and through the nose, close your mouth and close your nostrils completely and stay like that for a few seconds, remembering, saying in your mind, Krishna, Krishna. So we feel, if I get a chance to breathe, that's enough. I don't want anything else. This is how you can come out of thoughts of lust, thoughts of other ABSDFG. That is comedy. If I just be alive, it's enough. I don't want to go after opposite sex. I don't want to more thinking on lustful thoughts and suffer. It's a suffering, my dear friends. There's no fun in having your lustful thoughts fulfilled. It's only a suffering. It's only an addiction. But if you dedicate your mind completely, body, we may get married to someone and we may not be able to dedicate fully, like You can actually, because it is told if you are married and if you are having a relationship with your spouse only and with no one else, that's not adultery, and that is as good as brahmacharya. Prabhupada says that in Bhagavatam itself, in Canto 3, in chapter 28 or 27, some verses I saw that. I'll tell you, I even wrote it down. Just a minute. I have noted it down in my interesting points of Srimad Bhagavatam book. I collect all this. It's in 3 point, no, not that one. I think I didn't note it here. Okay. There's a different one. Okay, but it said that, I read it today only. Prabhupada, I read it another day also. He says that if you're having desires to have sex life, then you can get married. And if you're fulfilling your desires through the marriage, that's as good as brahmacharya. So if your mind is very disturbed and in needing such kind of desires to be fulfilled, then you can get married and stay honest to your spouse, and that's as good as brahmacharya. Then these lustful thoughts will not disturb you like it was to disturb before marriage. Okay, that's one thing. And another thing is, if the lust thoughts are disturbing you, then you can choke your breath completely, and you can come out of those thoughts, and you, more than that, don't let it come. Why it is coming? Because you have not engaged, we have not engaged our mind completely in pleasing Krishna. Because we are not engaging our mind completely in pleasing Krishna, that is why the mind will go in any direction. It can go this side, it can go this side. It's choice. When it goes here and there, obviously the mind suffers distractions, depressions, lusty thoughts, hatred, anger. These are all suffering, my dear friends. A hate-free, a loving life of pleasing Krishna and Krishna's created beings around us. That life is such a beautiful life. How much ever life, how work for Krishna, to live for Krishna, and mind also dedicate to please Krishna. Now, what do we do? Suppose we are, we are not able to concentrate during japa time. While japa, I am not able to focus. That you have used your mind your own desires, not Krishna's desires. If you trained your mind for 22 hours before you start chanting today, the previous 22 hours, the just previous 22 hours, if you trained your mind to simply do every activity to please Krishna, as a service to Krishna, if you simply think like that non-stop, then what's going to happen? Then automatically your mind will be trained during the japa time. Oh yes, no problem. Please carry on, ABS Divaji. So what I was telling you is, if during japa you're getting distracted, then you just understand that from today, the next 22 hours, I am going to focus my mind on pleasing Krishna. That is especially when I read Bhagavatam, I should not be reading the same sentence 2 times, 3 times. That means my mind is not focusing. 2 times is okay. Maybe sentence formation, grasping took 1 reading, and understanding the essence took 1 more reading. 2 times reading a sentence, okay. Why 3rd time? That means the mind was distracted. Why 4th time? That means the mind was distracted. So why the mind got distracted? Because we prioritize something else other than Krishna, other than reading Krishna's book, Bhagavatam. So if we prioritize simply reading Krishna's book, then it should be only reading Krishna's book and nothing else. So like that, with that focus, when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, our absorption levels are high, and that is a training to reach to Samadhi stage through Bhakti Yoga. Simply reading Srimad Bhagavatam with full attention, you can train your mind to go to the Samadhi level, which Ashtanga Yoga is wanting to take you there. In Ashtanga Yoga, it's the 8th stage, the last stage. But for a Bhakti Yogi, very easily you can reach there to Samadhi just by living your 24 hours simply to please Krishna, by focusing on pleasing Krishna only and nothing else. So read Bhagavatam, hear Bhagavatam, remember Bhagavatam, and while doing all the duties also keep remembering Bhagavatam. And I was reading in Prabhupada's purports, today that even if any one leela, it is I think in the fourth verse of canto 3 chapter 28, I think it's the verse number 4, it says that swadhyaya purusharchanam, last line of the fourth verse is swadhyaya means study of the Vedas, purusha archanam means worship of supreme personality of Godhead. So if you are focused on worship of supreme personality of Godhead, focused on worship of supreme personality of Godhead, means purusha, see nowhere it is told that the Lord is formless, you should meditate on formlessness. Nowhere it is told. Here our Kapila Muni is explained to Mother Devahuti how she should meditate on form of Lord. So form of Lord is called Bhagavan, okay? And the Bhagavan, when his portion comes out as Vishnu and enters into the hearts of everybody, he is called as Paramatma. Portion goes into all parts of the universe, into every single atom, Paramatma. And the light comes from the body of Krishna. That light is called Brahman or Brahma Jyoti. The light, so it is Krishna's light, Krishna's body's light is called Brahman, and that light is called as Kaivalya, and the reference is given in Canto 3, chapter 27, verse number 28 and 29, purport. Verse number 28 and 29, purport. Kaivalya is in the ashraya of Krishna. Kaivalya means the light. Light is taking the ashraya of form of Krishna, Mad Ashrayam. So the light is Brahma Jyoti, and Brahma Jyoti is coming from Krishna. So when Brahma Jyoti is coming from Krishna, if you just worship Krishna, it's like you worship the power portion coming out of Krishna, that is Vishnu is worshipped, and light coming out of Krishna, that's also you're respecting. So my dear friends, so Kaivalya is nothing but the light coming from Krishna, and some people want to go and become a part of the light, but they still remain as an individual soul in the light. And when they feel bored staying all alone in peace and in bliss, when they feel I'm all alone, how long to be all alone feeling the existence? When they feel I like to hear about Krishna, if one thought comes, they come down in a human form among devotees, and one life they will do bhakti yoga and go back to Godhead to serve Krishna in Krishna's loka. And so that is what we bhakti yogis are aiming. Bhakti yogis never want to go to Kaivalya, never want to become a portion of light. We want to be with Krishna. Now also we want to be with Krishna. Now also we want to work for Krishna. Now also we want to please Krishna. Even when we die, we want to be with Krishna. We want to serve Krishna. We want to please Krishna even after we leave this body. So this is a devotee's desire. So when we have that desire very strong, mind control becomes very easy, my dear friends. Sulochana Kalluri ji, Hare Krishna, Sanjit Das ji, Hare Krishna, and some Bengali Prabhu, I don't know to read Bengali. So my dear friends, we end this session and we come back to speak about the same session in Hindi in another few minutes.